Have you ever been really motivated and enjoying your training? Then suddenly the motivation drops and it starts to feel like a chore. You still want the goal, but you feel like you're dragging yourself to every session. A common mistake I see people make when they have a goal that's important to them is overtraining and pushing through the demotivation. Today's video is designed to be an important lesson in how to know when you need a break so that you can avoid burnout, stalled results, or injury. Today we're going to cover fat loss versus strength. Each strategy requires a different approach and different amounts of rest for the best results. Our body over 40, the fact is our bodies change as we age and we have to adjust our expectations. Knowing when to rest. Your body will give you plenty of warning signs that it has had enough. The secret is knowing them. I'm Kylie Taylor and I've been a PT for over 10 years, specializing in helping people over 40 both face-to-face and online. Fat loss versus strength. Before we dive into when to train and when to rest, it's important to understand that training for fat loss and training for strength aren't the same thing. We need to approach our rest and recovery differently for both. The goal of weight loss is obviously to lose body fat, and with strength training, we want to build muscle mass. Our calorie intakes are going to be structured differently. For weight loss, we want to be in a calorie deficit, and for strength training, we want to be in a calorie surplus. Cardio training for weight loss will be more frequent, and for strength training, it will be limited or performed at a lower intensity. The weights we lift and our repetitions will be different for both as well. At the beginning of our fat loss journey, we generally want to hit full body and high reps for most of our workouts. As we progress into our strength training, we want to be more focused on muscle groups. For example, you might have a chest, tricep, and shoulder day and work on progressive overload each session. Rest days are essential in both types of training to support the preservation of lean muscle mass, muscle growth, joint repair, and to support your own motivation. The ideal rest days per week for each type of training will be different for everyone, as there's a huge range of variables. I'll cover the warning signs your body will give you when you need to rest later in the video. For fat loss, the ideal rest days in a week would be 2 to 3. This is because the goal is to maintain a calorie deficit and to keep moving but not overdo it. Rest days can include active recovery or partial rest days like light walking or stretching, and full rest days, especially after intense sessions, stress, or poor sleep. Partial rest days like doing an easy light walk can be a great idea, especially at the beginning of your fat loss journey, because you want to keep the momentum and build the habit of exercising. A normal week might look something like this. 3 training sessions per week, full body, higher reps, some cardio incorporated. 2 low impact cardio sessions like walking, swimming, cycling, etc. 2 rest days, which can include active recovery like mobility, stretching, or a gentle walk. For strength training, the ideal rest days would be 2 to 3. Rest is important because muscle growth happens during recovery, not during the workout, making rest essential to muscle growth. Rest days when strength training should support full muscle recovery, high quality sleep, and good nutrition. Recovery needs to increase with age. This is due to slower tissue repair and hormonal shifts. Our natural repair processes like muscle protein synthesis and cell regeneration gradually slow down with age. That means that it takes longer for your muscles, joints, and connective tissue to fully recover after training. A normal week might look something like this. 4 strength sessions per week with progressive overload, targeting specific muscle groups and giving each group sufficient rest. 1 low intensity cardio or movement session, 2 rest or mobility focused days to allow for full muscle recovery and joint support. Active recovery like light walking helps circulation, reduces stiffness, and supports recovery without stressing the body. So if you're feeling a little sore after a workout, light movement will be your friend. Full rest days are just as important and should not be forgotten, especially when you're feeling fatigued, sleep deprived, stressed, or low in energy. I would also suggest a deload week every 5 to 8 weeks. A deload week is when you follow your normal schedule, but you lighten the weights by 50 to 60%, Reduce the sets and don't go to failure on exercises. Deloads are great just to have a relaxed week in the gym. Enjoy a chat and take the intensity down a couple of notches. So, quick question. When was your last deload week? Did you know that deloading was a thing? Drop a comment and let me know. I have a feeling that most people never use this technique. I'd like you to try it and tell me how you feel after you do. As we age, our bodies respond to exercise differently than when we were younger. Recovery time slows down, your muscles take longer to repair and rebuild, especially after strength training or high intensity workouts. Hormonal shifts start to take effect, particularly lower testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone, which can affect your energy, metabolism, and ability to build muscle. At the same time, cortisol, your stress hormone, becomes harder to manage, especially if you're juggling family, poor sleep, or undereating. There's a higher risk of inflammation and injury when we ignore rest days or we try to train at the same intensity we did in our 20s. This is why it's so important to set realistic expectations for your training volume and intensity. More isn't always better, especially if your body's not recovering. None of this means that you can't build strength or lose fat over 40. In fact, when you train smart and recover well, your body can still transform dramatically. You just need a structure that works with your physiology, not against it. Rest isn't a reward, it's a requirement, and ignoring the signs that your body needs a break is one of the fastest ways to stall progress, increase fat storage, and end up injured or flat out lose your motivation. Let's go through the key warning signs that your body will give you when it's time to take a break and to back off, and what you can do instead to recover properly while still staying on track. Key warning signs: you need rest. Persistent muscle soreness lasting more than 72 hours, not just the usual post-workout ache. Constant fatigue or low energy even after a good night's sleep. Poor workout performance, struggling to lift the same weights or complete exercises that you normally handle well. Irritability, low mood or lack of motivation, mental fatigue. Trouble sleeping or restless nights even when you feel tired. Elevated resting heart rate or feeling breathless during light activity. What to do instead of forcing workouts. Active recovery. Swap a heavy gym session for light movement, such as a gentle walk or stretching. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep to allow for hormonal balance and muscle repair. Do not look at your phone before bed. Nutrition and hydration. Replenish energy with balanced meals rich in protein, whole carbs, healthy fats, and don't forget to hydrate. Deload week, as mentioned earlier, consider a lighter week of training every 5 to 8 weeks to allow your body to fully recover. A deload week is a planned period, usually 5 to 7 days, where you intentionally reduce the intensity and volume of your workouts to help your body fully recover. It's not the same as doing nothing. You're still moving, but you're giving your muscles, joints, and nervous system a break from heavy loads or high intensity. Remember, rest days don't set you back, they accelerate your progress. Without proper recovery, your body can't build muscle or burn fat effectively. Progress isn't just about how often you train, it's also about how well you recover. Whether your goal is fat loss or strength, rest is a requirement. One thing a lot of us start thinking about after 40 is how to age well, feel younger, and stay sharp so we have a great quality of life. In the next video, we'll look at ways to support your body and mind through supplements, smart training, sleep, brain health, and even some of the latest anti-aging tech. So if you want to feel strong and energized for the long haul, I'll see you there.